Hi, to all the new people that just joined, we'll be starting soon in like 3 minutes. Hey, so I'll start it here. So today will be like the first session in the series of classes, which will be the introduction to programming. Basically, what I'll be teaching is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, which is the basics of web development. So when you go to a website, for example, Google, what they do is they send you an HTML file, which, oh wait, I need to admit a few more people. But basically, it's anything you see on the web was created with these 3 different languages, and I'll be teaching you how to utilize them to create different websites and different types of cool things. And just in general, over the course of the Zoom call, if anyone has a question, you can raise your hand in Zoom. If anyone doesn't know how to do that, it's near your name, I believe. If you hover on it, you can click raise hand, hover on your name on the participant menu. You can click raise hand. And once you raise your hand, I'll be free to answer. I'll just look at it, see the raised hands, and answer any of your questions at any point in time during the call. Or you can just unmute yourself and just talk. It's okay. So basically what I'll be working towards is a capstone project over the next 2 weeks, where basically you'll be, oh wait, let me share my entire screen quickly. So then what I'll be working towards is this capstone project where you'll be able to use CSS for styling, use JavaScript to fetch latest news, weather data, different types of various different things that you wouldn't be able to using the website statically. So you'll be able to fetch stuff from different other places, and it'll teach students the basics of web development. And if you want, you can just click on it, see the website. Basically what it does is tell you the weather. So it's taking that from a weather website. It's just looking, oh, okay, based on your current location, it's 68 degrees, and the news, it'll show you the latest news. For example, here, it's all about coronavirus because, yeah. So, any questions so far? No? Good. So then, basically, the basic terminology in programming is, what is a program, first of all? A program is a series of coded software instructions to control the operation of a computer or other machine. So in this case, we'll be creating websites, which will be a coded software instruction that will basically display on your browser. And then usually what people call problems in your program would be called bugs. And so if you see me using that terminology sometime, don't be confused. It's basically a problem inside of your program. It's not actual bug or anything. And then what is the browser? For example, something that allows you to browse the internet, Firefox, Chrome, Opera, one of those different things. For example, I use Firefox, and that's when you go to google.com. That's an internet browser or browser. And we'll go more into how a browser plays effect in programming and web development later. And then what is a request? It's like when you request a person, like I request someone, hey, can you give me a sandwich? A request is sent from your client to a server. So basically you, your client, are asking a server, which is something that serves something, Google or Amazon, hey, can you give me something? And then it's just, a request is a general term used for someone to give someone something. So wait, let me admit a few more people. And then if you just joined, you can look at these slides. You can look and go back on the file section of the website. I believe you guys use the sections part of the site. You can go to the files and you'll see this. You can take a look back and just view this whenever you want. So then, and for also the new people that come, if they have any questions, you can raise your hand in the participants menu. Okay. So then how do websites work? So first of all, you can see right here, there are files on someone's computer, basically. Imagine it, and then your browser is your computer. And then what happens is, what an HTTP request is imagine it, you're talking to someone. For example, I talk to my parents and I say, hey, could I please get a glass of water? Then the parents, which would be my server, web server, have a bunch of different files. For example, HTML files, CSS files, JavaScript files, image files, PDF files, all these different files they can choose from. Then they're like, okay, so you're clustered with google.com. Let me quickly look through my file cabinet. Oh, okay, you want google.com? And then they take the HTML file and gives it to the browser, which then displays it on the screen. Now you may be wondering, what is an HTML file? HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, which is basically just a very fancy way of saying it's special text that displays cool things. For example, I wanted to display a like a very big title that would require a different type of text. So it's like any different language. So for example, if I wanted to display really big text, I would say make the font really big and display it in the middle of the screen. So it's just a way for computers to interpret stuff instead of just doing text. So if you go to does anyone ever understand that fully or have any questions about that entire thing? Or like how websites work, or have any questions in general about how websites work? I guess. Sure, Arnav.
Oh, what does HTTP stand for again?
Hmm. I'd have to look that up. It's mostly the way it's I think it's something hypertext something protocol. It's a protocol. HTTP basically is a type of request where it goes through the router and through a specific way through the internet. The last one is protocol. I'm not exactly sure what the third T stand for.
It's hypertext transfer protocol.
Yeah, that.
Okay, thanks.
No problem. And then basically, we'll learn about different types of HTTP requests, like GET requests, which is what you do when you try and get a file, and it will go more in depth on like GET requests, POST requests, different types of requests. So now creating your first website. So we're going to try and create a basic website because I think making websites hands-on is the best approach to actually creating programs. So if everyone can just go to glitch.com, and then once you're done, raise your hand. So I'll know when to move on. So once you go to glitch.com, try and create an account. So then it'll be on the side. I'll show you quickly on my screen. You would go to glitch.com. And then if anyone has any problems, feel free to speak up. You would, of course, I'm signed in, but normally you would be greeted with this screen, press sign in, and you can sign in with any of these or create an account with any of these. For me, I use my Google account because I feel like that's easiest. And then you'll go to this screen, except you won't have, you go to this screen, except you won't have this part because you won't have any projects. So then once everyone's done, just raise your hand once you're done and I'll know when to move on.
Signing with Google. Can I just sign in with this account? Wait, I have a question. So we just created an account and that's it, right?
Yeah, and then I'll guide you through the process of actually creating a project.
Okay.
And then while you guys are doing this, I'll just go on to different types of files. I'll mostly talk about each. Yeah, you have a question? Oh, okay. So, and if you have any questions, just feel free to speak out because, yeah. Because
how do you go to the glitch.com thing?
You type it in the web browser.
Do you know what like Chrome or like Firefox are?
Yeah, got it.
So okay. Yeah, do your browser. Yeah.
Okay.
So then HTML files, basically just quickly going over them for anyone who wasn't here, it's just basically a specially formatted text file. For example, I put quotation marks around things that I want to be bigger on the screen. That's not actually how HTML files work, but like if I wanted it to, quotation marks. And then if the browser thought that meant make it bigger, then it'll make it bigger. It's basically just a special way of formatting files so that browsers can read it and interpret it. It doesn't actually contain any logic, which is what JavaScript does. It doesn't have any logical programming. And if you have worked with Python before, JavaScript is essentially just like that. It's more logical. The HTML files are mostly just displaying stuff. No logic going on in that. then I think I'll give you guys like, let's say 2 more minutes to.
I have a question. What do you do once you get on the website again?
Do you see my screen right now?
Yes.
Then you should be greeted with this screen. Then you'll want to press sign in.
Okay.
Okay, get started. Okay.
Do you have a Facebook, GitHub, or Google account?
Google, I think.
Then press Google.
If you're in the school district, you'll have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you're in the school district, and then you can click one of them. For example, my school district account would be dh.nredcar, but I prefer to use my personal one because in case the school gets mad at me.
Oh.
Then,
You change it?
Oh no, it's okay. School one's okay. They allow you to do stuff like that.
Okay.
Wait, someone type something in the
Can
chat.
we create a project?
Yeah, that's where we'll be going in like the next few slides. But basically, overview. We'll create a new project. It'll be a static site where we'll just mess around with it to learn about HTML.
Okay.
Well,
And then for the just overview for the next few days, we'll be going over HTML, then going over CSS, which is basically styling of HTML. Like, for example, look at this page. It's not just all blank text. For example, here you see that, oh, this is purple. No, this is yellow. And we'll learn how to make different stuff, different colors, different sizes, different fonts, and make it look really nice. And then the next stuff, we'll be learning JavaScript, which will be actually redirecting maybe logic. And then we'll learn about requests, which will be pulling stuff from different servers. So then here, is everyone good now? Okay, I think that's good. 2 minutes have passed. Great. So then what you're going to do now is, if you look at my screen, press new project, hello web page, hello express and hello SQLite. You want to ignore those two. Those are two different like types of, you want to create a different, a static site, which basically, as I showed you, has files, and then when they request a file, it'll just find the file and give it. No actual logic going behind the thing.
Sorry, I didn't hear. Hello, what?
Hello, it's like hello web page.
Hello page.
Yeah. And
Wait,
then it'll create a random, oh yeah.
So you have to go to upgrade or then?
No. You want a new project.
Oh, new product, sorry.
New project, because you're creating a cool project, and hello web page.
Okay, perfect.
So, and then once you get here, you'll be greeted with this screen. Basically, what the screen is here are your project settings. You can make a new project, remix the project, switch project. If you want, you can change theme, but that's basically what this is. Do not delete your project right now. Just wait. And then share would be your project page, your live app, your code. And if you want, later on we'll look at the live app. So if you click live app, and you can copy that link and just wait, because we'll talk more about that link. But as long as you have it copied, you're good.
So you click live app?
Yeah, share live app, then copy the first link.
Okay, got it.
And then now on this screen, basically, you'll see these files, and this is the text editor. Right over here is the text editor. These are the files. And what you're going to try and do is you want to edit these files, which will be sent to the browser once they go to the link. So, for example, here, this is a README file. What README files are, as you can see over here, README are for developers to learn more about your project, and you can edit them just by going, this is pressing Markdown, because it's a MD, which stands for Markdown file. You can just delete all of this, and just, for example, say, hi, fellow developer, this is cool. And then you can press Markdown to change it back into Markdown, whatever suits. This doesn't really change much. Hi, fellow developer, this is cool. And then this is basically for other people to view your files. And script.js, style.css, we'll learn more about those later, and you don't really have to touch on those now. So then everyone try and look at my screen for now before editing yours, because it'll make more sense later. So then if you go to the index.html file, you'll be greeted with this kind of template type of thing. This is what HTML basically is. So quickly analyzing this, HTML is made out of tags. Oh, wait, right here. HTML is made out of tags, each of which could have attributes. I'll show you what those are in a bit. It's a bit confusing, but, and then here, there are different tags. For example, this is considered opening tag, an opening tag, the head. And then this with a less than sign and a greater than sign, it looks like a tag. And then this is a closing tag, which basically has the same less than sign, greater than sign, with the same text in the middle, but it has a slash indicating slashing, which is the end of the tag. And then same with this, title, slash, end of the tag, meta. And then the thing is, this did it wrong. Basically what you're supposed to do is this looks like an opening tag, but to make a self-closing tag where it's only one tag, it doesn't have anything in the middle of it. It's basically ending itself right then and there, which is slash that. And then most HTML editors don't really care about that. That's just tiny semantics, but it'll be better. Oh, wait, just let me look at this quickly. Manage participants, there we go. And then let me quickly let everyone in. Okay, there. So here we have the basics, and then up here is basically telling the file when the browser receives this file, okay, this is an HTML file, doc type. The document type is HTML. And this is a special outlier to everything we've learned before, like what tags are, because putting this is incorrect. It's not really a tag. It's basically telling you, okay, this is an HTML file. So then I'm just going to delete all of this so I can teach you how it's formatted. So an HTML document starts with an HTML tag. This basically contains everything. Everything has to be surrounded by the HTML tag, because if it doesn't think it's HTML, so it doesn't do anything. Then comes the heading tag, and it auto-completes it for you, so it's really cool. For example, as soon as I put the lesson sign, bam, it automatically does it for me. I'm happy. And then in the head, what happens here is, if you look at this as a web page, what I'm on right now, you see all of this that's on the screen? This is not in the head. Everything that is not in the head. Right here, this little icon up here, this text, when I put on Facebook, that picture, that description, that all goes inside the head, which isn't actually displayed on the page, but other tiny things. For example, if I wanted to edit that title right there, I would do the title tag and then say hello world, and that would be my title. Now, everything shown on this page right here will go inside a different tag, which is called the body. The body. You can think of this as like the actual substance of the page. And if you have a hard time remembering which is which, like which one's the body, what is it called again, the one that houses all of this, on the files section of the website, if you go over here, just showing you how to navigate the website, if you log in with, if you go to here and you sign in, and then you go to Intro to Programming, right here, you click on this, you go to Files, and right here, you won't see the delete buttons or the browse, but you'll see HTML cheat sheet. It'll basically show you a cool little cheat sheet of all the different tags you can have. The two I've showed you so far, HTML, head, body, they're all there. It'll help you later in case you forget anything. So now going back onto the actual body tag. So then here we have the body. Everyone looking at this right now? You're good? Okay. Then there's a heading tag, which is H1. What H1 does is it's heading 1. H stands for heading, 1 is the first. So then you're like, hello, this is my first heading. And then can anyone guess what heading 2 would be? The second biggest heading?
H2.
Yeah, perfect. It's H2. So then this can keep going. And then now, for example, you remember the link we copied into our clipboard, or we copied before? If I go to that link, whoops. So then if I go to that link, the live app, that first link, and I copy that and go to that website, that will request my index.html file, and bam, hello, this is my first heading. Hello, this is my secondary heading. You can send this to people literally anywhere in the world, and they'll see this exact text, which is really cool. So then if you want, you can go on and like mess around with it for a bit and try and edit it for your index.html file if you want. Like right now, because that's basically all that an HTML file is, but there are obviously a bunch of different tags that you can use that construct the page and more CSS, but that's basically the base of what we'll be learning for like the next few weeks. Does anyone have any questions right now? Just feel free to open.
Yeah, I have one question. So for the thing we just had to go to, were we supposed to press live app and copy?
Yeah, share, live app, and copy. The first link, copy.
Is something supposed to happen?
No, as soon as you copy it, then you go to a new tab. Then you paste that link there, and then you press enter.
Okay.
And so if you don't know how to paste, it's like Control V on Windows and it's Command V on Mac. And on Ubuntu, it's also Control V. Yeah.
Wait, what did you say again? How to pay for?
For Windows, it's Control V. For Mac, it's Command V. And for Linux or Ubuntu, it's Control V.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, and then you just paste that into a new tab and press enter. And then if anyone has any more questions, just like.
So we basically for the give me a minute. For I was looking at my, hold on a sec. Where did my thing? Oh, here. So we do for the README file, don't we delete everything, right?
If you want to, basically what this is, before what it was, is just like describing to you how to use an index.html, script.js, these files. It tells you how to use it. You don't have to delete it all. I just did it to show like how it basically is. It doesn't affect anything because it's just like showing people, oh, this is what my site is. Cool,
okay,
right?
And then I copied the live app. I went to share, then copied the live app link, and so I just pasted in a new tab.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the cool stuff is when you go to your index.html, then you can edit what it was. For example, in your index.html, you can go into your body, delete everything inside the body, and go like press a new heading. Hello, and then
I'll do a new heading.
Yeah, and then for the rest of any questions?
How do you put it on that other tab that you were showing us, and then?
Oh, you can just press over here. Usually in any browser, there'll be like a plus sign. Press new tab. If you've worked with a browser before, it would be like command, like just press new tab and go to the website. That's Command V or Control V and enter. Great. Okay. Great.
I entered it in, but it's just showing the same screen.
Yeah, it just says,
Oh yeah, you need to reload the tab. If you go to the top left, there's like a reload button you see on my
Yes.
screen. You need to reload it
Okay.
because that basically what it does is it refetches the file because it doesn't automatically update. It needs to make the request again and pull it back. Oh no, there's no limit on headings you can have. Like for example, has anyone, do you know what Instagram is? Or like Twitter? If you keep scrolling and it just keeps coming, just like you can go on forever. You can put as many as you want. But the thing is, if you put like 2 quadrillion of those,
It's not
yeah, if you put too many, it gets like very big. Like if it's like a 15 gigabyte file, it'll take a very long time for it to send. But right now you can just paste 100. No one really cares. Oh,
I pressed the reload button, nothing happened.
Yeah, nothing happened.
did you edit your index.html file?
How do you do that?
Go to your glitch website, like the tab, and then you go to index.html, click on that, and then right over here you can
Yeah, I see now.
mess around with all of this. Like here, mess around. Imagine it like a big Google Doc if you've ever used those before. And
Can
then
you show it
bam.
to me one more time? I didn't see it. Sorry.
Oh, just like you should be greeted with this. Just go here, click index.html, and you should have all of this. And then you can just like, you'll see the default stuff, and don't be scared. It's just the default stuff. You can delete everything inside the body, make a tag, put whatever. And then for the rest, you got it. Do you understand or?
Wait, I have a question.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
If you go back to your code,
Mhm.
So I still don't get why we need the title "Hello World."
Oh, the title could be whatever you want, like there. And then if you look at my screen, you reload here. Do you see this? It changes what's up here.
Wait, where? I don't see it.
Do you see my cursor right here?
Wait,
Here, I'll try and annotate my screen.
I see it.
It's right here. This one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't see that before. That's why.
Yeah, no problem.
But I
And
still
basic-
can't get it on that other document like you have right now on your screen.
Oh, I think I got it. So
wait, what do you mean? Like you
Like, I
have it?
still can't get that white page that you have with the word on it, with the
you
words
have
on it.
index.
What are you getting right now?
Nothing.
Oh, you have to go to index, right?
Yeah, you need to go over to your, you need to type stuff inside the body. For example, I delete everything inside the body.
I
You'll-
did type stuff inside the body. That's the thing.
And then you have to type something else and go to the other tab.
Do you have to like end H1?
H1, it should auto-complete it for you. Like, wait, look at my screen for a second. Does it look does it look exactly like this? Like something like this?
Oh, okay. I need an end for it. It doesn't have an end.
Okay, yeah.
That's probably why it's not.
It should still show something if you don't have an end. Like if I delete that, it should still show like something,
Yeah,
even
but
though
it's not
it'll,
working.
sure.
So when I go to index.html, what do I click?
So does it look something like this?
Kinda, yeah.
Okay, then you want to press share, live app.
Okay, share, live. Do you have to like, okay. Live
And then
app?
you see this first link.
Yeah.
You want to copy it. Press copy.
Uh-huh.
And then, are you on Windows or Mac?
Oh, yeah. Okay, now I see it. That makes sense.
Oh, okay. It's cool, right? And then you can share this to like your friends. You can make your own like site.
But my title hello doesn't work.
Oh, hello, Nani. Yeah. So then, yeah. So you can share this with anyone, and for the rest of the class, I'll basically be going over different tags because this is like the fundamentals of what HTML is. So you have header one, and I'll put this link in chat in case anyone wants to like in case anyone wants it in a bit. So in header one, and what you have now is two header ones, but then to change it to header two, you have header two. Anyone have an idea for header three, what it would be?
H3.
Wow, amazing. And then you can keep going like that, just for, it goes on H3, then there's an H4, then there's an H5, but then it ends at H6. There's no H7, there's no H8. It's just H1 through H6, and it constantly gets more. Like header one, header one, header one, header one, header one, all the way down to header 6. Oh wait, let me admit a few people. And then for new people who are just joining, I would recommend looking at the slides on the site. If you go to files and you go to day 1, you'll see the slides. It'll kind of guide you through what you need to do. So then you have header 1 through header 6, and then if you want to link to another page, for example, I want to link it to google.com. You want to do A, and then we're going to learn something really cool. It's called an attribute. It's stuff that you, for example, just an A tag, hello. Then how will it know where to put my link? You need to actually give data to it. Give it like, I wanted to go google.com. And the way you do that is through an attribute, which is like href, which is what they decide to call it, is equal to. And then you type in the link you want to go to. And then this is called an attribute. The href attribute goes to currently blank. I can do HTTPS. Remember, HTTPS is very important because otherwise it doesn't know to go to a link. Otherwise it'll go to a file. So in google.com, and bam. Now if I go here, reload, hello, click, and I'm at Google. And then, any questions so far?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
when you type your code, you don't have to Command S, right? You don't have to keep saving the code, or does it automatically save?
It automatically saves. It's really cool because if you do Command S, wait, look, here, glitch auto saves. Yeah, it automatically saves it.
Okay.
And then you might be wondering, okay, I know how to make headings. I know how to make links. How do I just make normal, boring text? That's what a P tag is. P tag stands for paragraph tag.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, hello, world. Wow, that's an overuse statement. There, bam. If you go over here, reload, hello world. Wow, that's an overuse statement. Later we'll learn how to change fonts, colors, and this is the building blocks of what it is. And then I think we have enough time to go over div tags. So, I'll show you what a div tag is in a bit, but you don't need to do this by yourself. Just make sure you're looking at my screen right now. So for example, here, I'm going to go to inspect element. If you guys have been interested on like how websites work, you might have used inspect element. You can weirdly change stuff on the website, but once you reload, it refetches the file and
yeah,
it
I've done that before.
updates. Yeah, I remember doing that when I was in 5th grade. And then you have this, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this. So then here we have a box, and another box, and another box, and another box. And then look, there's a big box with 2 little boxes inside, and each of those big boxes have 2 tiny boxes inside. And then what you can learn by this is just like, these are all tiny boxes inside boxes. It's just bunches of boxes that are placed in different places. For example, here, you tell the browser, okay, I want this big box to have this tiny box, then this tiny box, then this tiny box. But then I want this huge box to contain this box, then this other box, with other stuff. So basically, it tells it. There's no such thing as a circle in HTML. You can change the radius, the borders, make them curved, but it'll still be a box. And then,
what's the command for getting the code over there?
oh, this thing?
Yeah.
It's okay if you don't do it, but I was just doing this to explain. But if you right click, and you should see inspect element. And if you don't see it, it's okay. It means it's a little restricted. And if you look at this, you can see, oh wow, the same thing we're using, doc type HTML, the HTML tag, the header tag, the body tag. And now what I'm going to show you is the div tag. You remember those boxes I showed you which contain other elements? Currently, if we go to the website I just created, inspect element, see what I've just created, and then, oh, but they're just boxes inside the one body tag. How do I make my own boxes to put my own HTML elements in? So then that's where the div tag comes in. It's a division. So div, and then it has children. Just how the p tag has children, which is text, the div tag has children, which are other things. For example, if I put all of this in, currently you won't see, oh wait, whoops. You want to always copy the entire thing. Never leave a tag just randomly open. I'll show you an error in glitch, but bam. And then if you format the file, because now it looks weird. Okay, there, perfect. So then here we have our div tag. Inside our div tag is that. Oh wait, Arnav, do you have a question?
Yeah. When you click on the link that you make on your website, when you click on it, it says not found. So how do we put stuff on that link?
Oh, so for here, what do you have over here?
I have that exact same thing.
Are you sure it isn't just google.com?
No, it's HTTPS.
That google.com. And then you want to, it should work like what I have right here. You might want to reload your page just to try it out. Maybe try that.
Oh, I don't have, oh, I realized what I got wrong.
Yeah, for example, if I put Google, oh wait, someone already took that probably. Google.cough, there. And I reload that. Then it'll be like, oh no, google.cough, unable to connect, because that's not an actual website.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What is the div tag for again?
Oh yeah. That's what I was just about to show. So for example, I just reloaded the page, it updated. Now if we look over here, here's the div tag. We just made a group of elements. And here, these are all separate elements, but the div tag basically groups these elements. What's important about this is when we learn CSS, which is styling, we can make groups of elements appear on different positions on the site. For example, like I can make this, then make it go this one over here, then this one over here. But what if I want these boxes that are going horizontally, one of them to also go vertically? So then I want to group them together to make it go vertically. It'll be more apparent when you use CSS to style the pages, but currently div tags are basically grouping the elements. And then
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
I think I'm a little behind, but if you say href equal to HTTPS, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it says hello for me, but then it also shows the Google link.
So it's
like next to it, it'll say the Google link.
Okay, wait, let me see quickly. What happens if I do this? Maybe this is what you're experiencing. Nope. Wait, make sure you have the quotation marks over here and make sure you have the closing tag, because I think that's what happens when you do that. No, I don't know how you would get that. Wait, are you sure it's A, then href, your Google link?
It says like hello, and then it shows the greater than sign, then it shows the.
Okay, can you paste that specific line of code in the chat?
Okay. Or I can check it again because maybe I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah, that's probably what's going on, because what an A tag is it takes whatever text is inside of that tag, and it takes that and kind of, how do I say this? Once you click on it, it changes the top of your browser. So then right here, when I click hello, href basically changes top of my browser, that link place, to https://google.com. So
Okay.
then, yeah, it should. Do you have a question on? I hope I pronounced that correctly. No. Okay. So then, those are basically what HTML is. If you go to the HTML cheat sheet, which I linked in the files, I'll just quickly go through every single thing on this to show you what it is. So what we'll be showing later on is how to format these, and then we'll talk about more about JavaScript. But for now, we're just talking about HTML, and the next few weeks we'll talk about different things. So we have the body, which is what we just did. Text tags. There's the pre tag. There's the B tag, which creates bolded text. Let's try that out. And then this is basically how you learn. You just look at it and try it out. For example, B tag, hello. And then you see, oh, cool. It'll create bolded text. Wow, that looks very similar to the headers. That's because the headers also have bolded text. And then, any questions or anything? The next kind of biggest thing is a list. So what we have here is if you make there's UL and an OL. UL stands for unordered list. OL stands for ordered list. Remember, people made HTML to be simple, easy, so then it's very intuitive what the tags will be. So UL, and then LI, which stands for list item, and then hello. Let's just do a bunch of hellos. So you put a bunch of those inside of the list. So then boom, whoops. It doesn't need to be formatted. This would work too. HTML doesn't really care about where your text is. This is just to make it nice for people to look at. For example, hello, hello. And then here, boom, you have an unordered list. If you go over here, you change this to an OL, which is an ordered list. Then it'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. Cool, right? And then, bunch of websites.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. In the last few minutes, I'll basically show you how to change the name of your site. So for example, if you want to change it like, oh, Swift Checker Shadow, that sounds too edgy for me. I would like it to be less edgy. So over here, you can change the name of your project. If you just click on the name of your project, right here, click on the name of your project, and you can change it to, for example, hello, I like, okay,
Ice cream.
there, boom. And then that can be your new project name. And if you go to the new link, it's hello Ike -Ike. Now if you change that to hello -Ike, boom. Oh wait, whoops. It's IAKE. IAKE. There we go. And then boom, we have my project. Then you can change the URL a bit. And how do you change the color of the web page? We're going to get to that, I think, in about either tomorrow or day after tomorrow. We only have a minute left, so I'm going to have to end it here. We'll talk about the color of the page tomorrow and day after tomorrow. That's more styling the page.
Wait,
Wait, can you go back to the list?
Yeah, so I'm going to have to basically I'm going to wrap this up quickly. So if anyone has any questions whatsoever, like even not related to the HTML, if you guys are programming on your own and you can make your own websites, have fun with this. For now, today, like it's a hobby of mine. I create random websites. Hack University, I made that website for fun. And you can, if you have any ideas, contact me at neil.redcar@outlook.com. If you just email me, shoot me an email. I can help you debug any type of code you have a problem with. If you wanted to learn how to make something HTML that I didn't cover in here, you can make it, just send it to me. For example, if you want to learn how to change the background color for a website and you really need to do it now, then you can send me an email. And
Oh, wait. I sent you the link for the code in the chat.
Oh, okay. Try and send me an email. I think I need to end the class now because I have something at 3:50. So,
I actually have a question.
oh yeah.
So I've been trying for a long time to like get the like whatever I've been typing in to like get to that tab, but it's not been working for like a really long time.
So what you want to do is you type it over here, and then you go to share live app, copy the link, and then go over here and paste
I
it.
did that.
And is it not showing up?
No.
I think we would need to have like a one-on-one Zoom, or like try and email me your code, and I'll try and debug it for a bit.
Okay.
Okay.
And also, I had one question.
Yeah.
At the beginning of it all, why does it always say like exclamation mark doc type HTML?
It's declaring it to be the document type is HTML.
Oh.
Okay. So then, if you have any other questions, please email me. I'll probably respond within 30 minutes.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to cut it here. Make sure to join same time, 3 o'clock tomorrow, to learn a little more about websites. We'll talk about more cool things. And tomorrow you can even show off your websites to some of your peers, as long as it's safe and follows the digital online citizenship stuff. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.